Hi there, this is Jasmine and I've got you 3 more questions to solve on inequalities and modulus. The first one says, is mn greater than 1? The first statement says that m to the power n is equal to 1 and the second statement says that n is equal to negative 1. Let me write down all the 5 options here. A, B, D, C and E. The first statement says that m to the power n is equal to 1. There could be multiple possibilities in which m to the power n will give you 1. Let me take m value as 3 and n value as 0. It satisfies the given statement, but the product is 0. Okay, so I can say that it is not greater than 1. Or I can take m as 1 and n is equal to suppose 3. 1 to the power 3, yes, it does satisfy the given equation. In this case, the multiplication of mn is greater than 1. Alright, so that means we have 2 possibilities here. In one case it says that the multiplication is less than 1. In another case it says that the multiplication is greater than 1. Do I have a definite answer? No. So we can rule out A and D. Second statement says that n is equal to negative 1, but there is no info about m. So that means we can rule out B as well. What if I combine both of them? If I combine, I know that m to the power n is equal to 1 and n is equal to negative 1. So that means m to the power negative 1 is 1. That means 1 over m is 1, which implies m is equal to 1. So these are the 2 possibilities of m and n we have found after combining both the statements, whose multiplication I am going to get as minus 1. From this I can say that no, the product of mn is not greater than 1. It's a definite no. Hence the answer is C. The next question says that is q less than 0. The first statement says that p is less than q. Second statement says that minus p is less than q. So as per the first statement, p is less than q, there could be multiple possibilities. For example, p is equal to 1 and q is equal to 3. Yes, p is less than 3, but q is not negative here, it's positive. Or I can take p as suppose negative 3 and q as minus 1. That also satisfies the given statement, but in this case q is negative. So we have a possibility in which q is positive, we have a possibility in which q is negative. Do I have a definite answer? No. So we rule out A and D. Second statement says that minus p is less than q. Again I can consider the same values. Say p is equal to 1 and q is equal to 3. Does it satisfy the given statement? Yes, it does. Minus 1 is less than q, which is 3. But in this case q is positive. Another possibility, when p is 3 and q is negative 2. So p is 3, so in this case it becomes negative 3 is less than negative 2, which does satisfy the given statements, and in this case q is negative. Do we have a definite answer? No. Q is positive and negative in another case. What if I combine both the statements? If I combine both the statements, I know that p is less than q and negative of p is less than q. Multiply both the sides by negative sign, so I will get p and here negative q. And because you have multiplied it by a negative sign, the sign changes. It will become p greater than negative q, or you can write it as negative q is less than p. Now let's write these two together, and I can write it as p is less than q and p is greater than negative q, which actually means absolute value of p is less than q. Now absolute value of any number is either 0 or more than 0. So that means I can indeed say that q is positive. This we are getting from option C. Hence the answer is C. Let's try one more question. It says that given that x is equal to y plus z, is x greater than y? The first statement says that y is greater than 0 and second statement says that z is greater than 0. As per the first statement, y is positive and we know that x is equal to y plus z. Now y is any positive number. For example, let me take it as 2. Does it give you any relation between x and 2? No, because we don't know the value of x. Here z can be anything. Z can be positive or negative. If z is positive, if z is positive, then x will be greater than y. If z is negative, then in that case x will be less than y. Do I have a definite answer? No. So let's rule out A and D. Second statement says that z is positive. Given that x is equal to y plus z, and we know that z is positive as per the statement B. So I will write down, let me take z as suppose 2 because it's positive. Now can you tell me the relation between x and y? Yes, x is equal to y plus something. Okay, we don't even need to know the value of y. After adding something to y, it's getting equal to x. That means it's indeed that x is greater than y. Do we have a perfect answer? Do we have a definite answer? Yes, from statement B. Hence the answer B. I will see you in the next video with some more questions. Until then, bye-bye.